Hi, ChrissieCasters, and welcome to the ChrissieCast live from the compound, where today I'm thrilled to tell you it's Dave Thornton Day. Yes, you are going to hear that cheeky little giggle from that magnificent man. We are going to cover some really big topics, guys. What is Dave Thornton's favourite protein? And in fact, what is mine? I bet you'll never guess either. We also talk about plastic versus paper. We are eco-warriors, both of us, particularly Dave, because he's a massive hippie. But do we get paper straws? Listen on and find out. And can I actually spell? I am a massive word nerd, but how good am I? All that and loads more on today's episode of the ChrissieCast. Settle in, enjoy it. I'll see you at the other end. Welcome to the ChrissieCast, Dave Thornton.
It's great to be back.
It's great to see you.
It's always good to see you, mate.
It's an exciting day for two reasons. One,
Go on.
I'm looking at you.
You silver-tongued devil.
And two, I'm trying out a new tea.
Oh, geez, the variance of tea in this day and age, it'll break your mind apart.
Well, I've popped a little bag in my belly bag here to show you.
I love this. Your bum bag or
belly bag.
Belly bag.
Why is it called a bum bag? You don't wear it on your bum. You wear it on your belly.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you 100%. A fanny pack.
A fanny pack. But again, a fanny is your bum. You don't wear it on your bum.
I mean, well, fanny used to be.
Well, no, in America, a fanny is a bum.
Totally. But then Australia and England.
It's the front bum.
Yeah, totally.
So a fanny pack makes sense in Australia and England because it is sort of around that front bum area.
Totally. But as a man, it excludes 50% of the population.
That's true.
Yeah, finally.
And to include you, you have to go with the definition of it being bum, which doesn't make sense because you don't wear it on your bum.
Yeah, and now that kids are wearing it over their shoulders, which always screams drug dealer, but
excuse
still.
me, it's called a crossbody. It's not over the shoulder. Yeah. If you wear your bum bag / belly bag over your shoulder to try and somehow disguise the fact that it is an 80s bum bag, that's called crossbody. Crossbody bag.
That's pretty cool.
Come on. And a bum bag by any other name is the same.
Totally. But I do like that it's always like the TARDIS on Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's fully loaded.
Yeah, and I don't know what's in there, but I'm always excited every time you pull something out.
You know, I work with Jack Charles on the Chrissie Swan show on Nova, and he will occasionally say, what's in there today? Live on air.
Yeah.
And I open it up and never at any point can I reveal what is in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's chockers from where I can see.
It is chockers today because I had the tea bags in it.
Yeah. I do like that you're carrying them around too.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
I'm a English breakfast tea extra strong girl. That's my thing of choice. Or Earl Grey, right? Also extra strong.
Okay.
And I was sent these. Australian afternoon tea. Brisk and full-bodied. And I've got to tell you, it's delicious.
If I was single, that would be my dating profile.
Brisk and full-bodied.
It's Australian afternoon. It's an alliteration, sure. But then other than that, what's with the times of day? I don't think there's any other drink or food. Oh, I mean, you could have dinner food, I guess, and lunch. But, tea only goes out for this is English breakfast, which people drink it all day.
They do, and I've never thought of that.
And it's Australian afternoon.
And I'm drinking it in the morning.
Oh, there are no rules, according to Chrissie Swan.
This is the most rebellious I've ever been.
Yeah.
Australian afternoon in the morning.
But it is a classic tea because with, what's the words I'm trying to look for? With now all the crazy teas out there, you can be rose hip, peppermint.
I don't like any of them. Dandelion can get fucked. Have you ever had it? It's thick and disgusting.
I don't go too fruity. Lemon and ginger I quite like.
No.
Okay.
I need 4 bags though to taste it.
Oh, yeah?
4 bags.
4 bags.
See, with a bum bag on talking about bags, it is an issue. We were just talking about Americans calling things fanny packs and whatever. You brought something up that I could not believe my eyes when you messaged me about it. There is a saying that Americans say that has driven me crazy since the very first time I heard it, which would have been in my childhood in the 80s when I was raised on American television. And the saying is,
I could care less. And
no, what? It doesn't make sense.
so I only picked up on it when I listened to a lot of American sport podcasts.
Yeah.
And then someone said it and I thought, that's a slip of the tongue.
No.
And it stuck with me because I was probably driving, walking along, whatever, and wasn't listening to the next 5 minutes because I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Moved through it, heard it again, and then was kind of at sea because then you think, have I been saying it wrong? But then I stopped and thought, well, I couldn't care less means my less is at 0.
Yeah. I couldn't possibly care less about that.
Yeah.
Which is what they mean to say.
Yes.
To me, I could care less means I don't really care, but I could care less if I wanted. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, my caring's at about a 10 and I could probably drop it down to 5 and you go, well, that's not the most insulting thing you could say. That means you care and there's still room for caring less. And I looked it up and they said, yeah, it's just an abomination that they've done with the English language.
I love that you Googled it.
I did have to look it up because I'm like, why do people say the complete opposite of what that sentence is? And they just said, it just came about because Americans say I could care less.
The next American I speak to, I'm going to say, what do you mean when you say I could care less?
Yeah, because
they will say, what I mean when I say I could care less is I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
And I
have no
I'll
time
have to
for it.
resort to violence. I have no choice.
Which is the American way.
Shirt front. Just grab someone by the collar.
Because I'm on board for American spelling a lot of the time. They take a letter out or a vowel out and I'm like, yeah, you've just made it quicker and easier.
Colour makes sense. COLOR. Why do we need the U in there? We don't.
All about it.
Yeah.
And so most of the time I'm on board for our American friends who listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
But that one, no.
Nah.
Pull your finger out.
Are you a word nerd? A little bit.
I've never been a good speller and spelling is just, it never made sense to me. So then I do get across these things because I go, well, that doesn't make any sense.
You're not a good speller.
No, that's why I got a lot of stand-up material about spelling because I go, well, that doesn't make any sense. And so what are we doing here?
But
like, okay, do you want to hear one that
I can't be friends with someone that can't spell. And
I try my hardest.
Your spelling's perfect.
No, but I think then I will, because you know how a lot of the times with spelling, because I've got young kids, you do a lot of this where you go, there's rules. And they go, what about that one? And you go, that's just like it is. And there's no other explanation other than we're copying rote.
Yes.
You know, like it's not, because English is this hybrid of usually a lot of other European languages that you just go, I don't know, because it's probably had some French history or something.
I didn't know that we would sort of delve into linguistics chat on this podcast, and that's why I love you.
Thanks, mate.
I never know where it's going to go.
I thought about this the other day because I went to write chaos in a text and I was like, it feels right to say K-A-O-S. But I think that's how they used to spell it in Get
Batman?
Smart.
Yeah. I knew it was one of
chaos.
those in Get Smart.
And then I was like, it's C-H. And I'm like, wow, that is chaotic that they've kicked off the word and not said it the way they should. Like you don't pronounce it chaos. You pronounce it chaos. I'm like, wow, this word is chaotic. This word is living up to its expectations.
There is a word for that, like onomatopoeia or
one of those. It's doing its job.
It's one of those. I can't think of what it is.
Yeah.
The other day, speaking of Jack again.
I think my mic is dropping. I've got some.
You've hit that age, have you?
Yeah.
On the flop.
I want to perform. Sometimes the mind is willing.
Your intent is good.
Please, can we just hug for a while?
Jack, who's the youngest person I know, he was like, we were talking about Jojo Siwa.
How old is Jack, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, evergreen. But
Yes.
look, I want to say 16, but I think he's 27, 28.
Because he's a Doogie Howser radio producer.
I was just going to say he's totally Doogie Howser.
I remembered when I came into your radio show, they're like, yeah, Jack's 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
But he just knows how to EP a show and he's a freak.
He's a freak. He's just one of those freaks. He's amazing. But he was saying to me, because Jojo Siwa, do you know Jojo Siwa?
No, great name.
Okay, it's a great name. So she was a child star, famous for being on Dance Moms.
I'm on board for this conversation.
Okay. So have you ever watched Dance Moms?
I haven't.
Don't.
Okay.
I thought it would be a fun thing for me and my daughter to get on board. There were so many series and, I thought that might be fun. I watched about 4 or 5 episodes and the dance teacher in it, Abby Lee Miller, I think her name is, was so abusive to these little kids and the mothers did nothing. They stood by and watched it. And eventually I said to Peg, I am not having fun watching this. It's awful. She's so mean to these little girls.
Yeah.
And the mothers aren't doing anything. I said, it's driving me crazy. If anyone spoke to you like that and I heard it, I would be up on charges.
This is like in Donnie Darko. Your commitment to sparkle motion isn't what it should be.
Yes.
Yeah, I would see that. I mean, the mums are just thinking, you got to crack some eggs when you make some omelettes. Like, go for it. But I think,
oh no,
that's rough, isn't it?
It was really, really rough. Anyway, JoJo did her apprenticeship there. And then she had a line of like bows, like pretty girl bows that you could buy from, Target in America or whatever. So she became a bow mogul, a bogle.
Yeah, bogle, as they say.
And then now she's like 21 and she's come out as gay and she's got this really kind of she's thrown off the shackles of the good little girl and I think she's a very interesting sort of character. But she has a song called Karma. Karma is a bitch or something. Anyway, so does Taylor Swift.
Oh, turf war.
And so when I heard she'd released a song called Karma, I was like, I wonder if it's a cover of Taylor's song Karma. Anyway, it's not. It's completely different. But Jack was saying to me, I can't believe that Jojo Siwa has released a song called Karma and spelt it the same way with a K. I went, how else are you supposed to? That's how you spell it. He goes, but that's how Taylor spelt it. I go, yeah, that's how the English language spells it.
She doesn't have dibs on spelling.
He didn't know. He thought karma
Was with the C?
was CALMER. Karma.
That feels like an app.
And Taylor was sort of being a bit woo by changing the spelling, and then Jojo C was. I'm like, no. Karma and karma are two completely different things. His face was like, when you find something out that you just had no idea. He was like, what?
And then when you've like that, it's like something, a hill you're going to die on. Like, oh my God. And then someone goes, I'm just going to pull you aside for a second. There's Buddhists that are really pissed off that Taylor took that after they've been using it for 2,000 years.
Yeah. And then the minute you get alone, you Google that shit just to make sure that you're not being lied to.
Yeah, but they're those things of, I know we talk about, the history of your phone. When, yes, there's all the, if people are looking up porn, you go, yeah, I don't want people to look that up. But that stuff's that thing where you're going, how do you spell restaurant? The things that you go, I'm an adult and I should know this. But then if someone saw it, you'd be like, oh, put it down and put it away.
Speaking of restaurant, one of the trickiest, because you're speaking to the former host of Great Australian Spelling Bee, 2 seasons.
Thank you.
Kind of a big deal.
It's hard to perform when you're starstruck, but thank you for letting me know.
2 things that I have to mention about that is I have Googled 3 times the spelling of restaurateur. So if you own a restaurant, you are not a restaurateur.
No.
You're a restaurateur. It's restaurant, but it's missing the N.
Oh, and restaurateur.
Yes.
Sorry.
Every time I see it, I go, wrong.
Yeah.
Secondly, when I was doing the publicity for Great Australian Spelling Bee, which involved stacks of interviews. Oh, here she is, on Fucko Monkey and Spider, in
great show.
Yeah, all of them.
Kombucha.
Of them. Yeah. Which I understand because, when you're trying to get together a daily breakfast radio show and someone says, Chrissie's going to give you 10 minutes of her time, you go, yes.
Yeah, and also I can only imagine you're doing the Australian Spelling Bee. They're going to pluck some spelling exercise out of their backside.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Every single time. So that's how the interviews would invariably end. And I remember I tallied up how many hours publicity I did for that because I was like, this feels like a lot. 77 hours it was.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. from then on, I put in my contract that there was a cap on how much publicity I would do.
It does send you to a strange place when you're doing so much publicity. Like your brain does go, if you're just doing radio interview after radio interview after radio interview.
Oh, like if there is a one-way ticket to an existential crisis, publicity for a spelling bee show is it. Because after that 77 hours, I wanted to die.
Yeah.
And also nothing made sense. Nothing made sense.
Yes.
Who am I? Why am I doing this? Do I really care? You know, when you interrogate something meaningless over and over, eventually you find out it's meaningless. Anyway, every single interview, they would start by saying, are you a good speller? And I would go, yes, because I am a good speller. I was only beaten by Joanna Kruth in the spelling challenge in grade 5. I haven't let it go.
Yeah, but what's she doing now?
I think she's a surgeon.
Oh. I was really on your side.
Yeah, no, she's really successful. Anyway.
I think I'm going on her podcast after this.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you going to talk about?
It rates really well. It's really great.
You should talk about Operation, the board game.
Oh. That was a great board game.
It's a great board game.
It was a good one.
Back to the spelling bee. So they would say, are you a good speller? And I would go, yeah, I'm really great. And then they would give me a word. And every single time I got it wrong.
But there you go. That's why I'm the host. I'm not in the competition, am I?
But why would I say I'm a good speller and then get it? It was just embarrassing.
No, but then they would have thrown at you some absolute pearlers. Like, you know, I'm a capable speller, but if you really start pushing it, it gets murky areas when F's are PHs and there's vowels all over the shop. Like bureau still screws me up, the
Does
word.
it?
Because there's so many vowels that my brain goes, wait, what's the first one?
There are so many vowels. It's
When that happens, like,
E-A-U.
I used to have a real problem with beautiful, the same thing, because it's E-A-U. Once you get 3 vowels in a row, I'm like, it could just be any of those ones thrown together.
My best friend, Beck, is 50 and she still spells weird, W-I-E-R-D.
Yes.
It's one of those tricky ones.
But then that's a funny thing because it's weird then.
It's so weird.
So it's done its job. Like I did when I was making those videos through lockdown because I was bored. I did a bit of that. I wrote weird and someone said, oh, you wrote it the wrong way. Is that because things are so weird now? And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
Actually, here's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I've been heckled over Scandinavian spelling recently because I put up a clip.
That's very niche.
Very niche. I put up a clip about, it was an old stand-up bit of mine, how I said, it's so funny that you look at people getting paid in sweatshops as so cheap, but IKEA invented furniture that we all put together for free. Like they've made the world their sweatshop.
Yeah.
And we get paid nothing.
Oh my God, that's so right.
And then I said, and think about it, you can't even describe what you've put together. You just like, hey babe, I've just made a film from.
A malmo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I think the vowels are silent. I don't know. They've crossed them out. I'm not sure. And
Yeah.
that's the tag on the joke.
Yeah.
And so then when I was putting the subtitles on the clip, I just found the vowels and used the ones that are crossed out. And it all kicked off when some guy, and I should be better with this, why bite at someone? He went, hey, Swedes don't cross out their vowels. Finnish people do. And I'll just let you know, Sweden's in Europe. And I was 3 sheets of the wind. And when you're coming home in an Uber after knocking off a bottle of wine, I was like, oh, you gorgeous son of a bitch, you're going to cop it. And I said, to the first part, I don't give a shit. And to the second part, I know Sweden's in Europe. I never said it in the bit that I don't know where it is. Thanks for being condescending.
Did he respond?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, firstly, you should give a shit. We're 10 million people in Scandinavia, so you should care. And when the next day I was like, yeah, that's actually a really good point. I should have been better. But this is what social media is built for.
Most of the time I can let go everything because I don't care about almost anything.
Yeah.
But recently I shared a story. So I didn't even write this. I just thought I'll just share it because I liked it. It was just a little piece of paper that said, create a life that you look forward to waking up to.
That's nice.
Which I think is a nice little thing.
Yeah.
And it's, in our control. Well, somebody said, I can't believe how tone deaf you are. People are dying in Gaza.
Yeah.
There's a cost of living crisis. Blah, blah, blah. Like a full attack. Women are being killed by men every day. Just, a long shopping list of everything that is diabolical in the world. Anyway, I let that one go. Then I got another one. And so 2 people thought the same thing from that really kind of vacuous nothing reshare, right?
But it's also just a nice thing. Like,
yeah.
Isn't that what we all want to do? Just wake up and be like, I'm really happy with my life.
Well, I thought so. And
screw you for that optimism this morning.
But it
Screw
also
you
doesn't,
hard.
the message doesn't imply that everyone's capable of doing it. Whatever. It's just a nice thing. Anyway, so I get another one. And this guy was saying exactly the same things, that, the world is awful and, basically how dare I suggest that it's within anyone's control to, change their life and have a good life because, he can't afford a loaf of bread or whatever, which is really sad. And the cost of living crisis is, terrible at the moment. But then and I was happy to let all that go because it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Sure.
Then he finished with, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I couldn't let that one go. So I just said to him, I think this might be, I said, I think this is a very unusual reaction to a reshare of an optimistic idea that I didn't write. I was just sharing it. And I'm sorry if this triggered something for you, but I want you to know that I'm not ashamed of myself on any level. Just there you go. And he goes, it didn't trigger me, even though there was hundreds of points in this.
She does protest too much.
Yes.
It's like, oh, didn't it? You've gone real hard.
Gone real hard.
But also on something said it's just saying that's what I wish for everyone. Just you wake up every day. And I think, and when I groaned before, it wasn't Gaza or anything, but you go, that is horrific. Like war is never great.
No.
But always comparing yourself to that in a life and just going, well, how can you be optimistic when that's all happening? It's like, well, I bet for the people who are in that situation, you would only wish for everyone to live a really nice life. Like they'd be thinking to myself, I want to go past this war and live a good life.
Yeah. And also,
so to wish that for other people, that's a nice thing.
And I just find that's not my job. It's not my job to delve into that sort of stuff, the sad, difficult, impossible to navigate stuff. My job is to just add a bit of lunacy to life, a bit of lady madness.
I know. I mean, this is with social media where sometimes, like if you'd said that at a dinner table, you said, I just wish for people, I guess for everyone, you wake up and hope that you're living a life that you're like, I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah.
If someone said, how could you say that and went you? Everyone else at the dinner table would look at them and go, hey man, like just calm down. Like I know this might be front of mind for you, but
yeah,
Chrissie just said a really nice thing. Like it's going to be okay. And when people can't see your face and be like, you're not reading the room here, bud.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like you do kind of go, I get it sometimes with my kids because, you might put some stand up out there that's about like that, like, oh, the kids are driving me batty or do whatever. And people go, well, at least you can see your children. I mean, you try having them only every second weekend. It's not easy. And I got some single dad going nuts on me, some divorcee. And I'm like, bro, I get it. I'm not saying for you, but you cannot tell me that, especially when the kids are young, they're going to be on your tits a bit. That's fine.
Yes.
My heart breaks for your situation, but why are you having a go at me?
Yeah. It's an interesting dynamic.
Oh, totally. I mean, this one with the Swedes, it made me laugh because they're all now just eating each other. They're on this clip and I almost look at it daily to be like, this is a lot of fun because...
Oh, I need to have a look at this.
There's people that will go, like, yeah, why did you have to call him condescending? That's not fair. And then they'll say something and they've written something in Swedish.
Oh, did you put that comment live, like out? It wasn't a DM?
No, I put it out.
Oh, yes. See, sometimes, do you know what I do? I'm a merciful Instagrammer.
Yeah.
So I posted a video a while back of banoffee pie, right? Because I've worked out the quickest way to make a banoffee pie, 15 minutes.
What's a banoffee pie?
Well, it's got like a chilled biscuit base, delicious, like a cheesecake base.
Okay.
And then it's got caramel, fresh banana, whipped cream and cocoa on the top. It is really, really delicious. It's an English dessert. Anyway, posted it up. And then somebody, because, people don't like women, basically. And there's always comments about my body and how I look and all of that sort of stuff. And generally I just get rid of them because my page, my rules. I don't talk about my body and neither can you. You don't have the permission to. So this guy writes, how does this recipe go with the combination of Ozempic and the gastric sleeve, right? Assuming that I have any experience with either of them.
Right.
So I was very relieved to find that comment before the pile-on. So what I do is I see those comments and I delete them. A, because I don't talk about my body and you have no right to. But B, I know that very reasonable people will attack that person.
Yeah.
And that's ugly too.
Yes.
So I get rid of it for that. I'm a merciful.
That is nice because social
Instagrammer.
media encourages you to leave that up and everyone have a good crack because that's what will promote that video more, which is unsettling.
That's unpleasant.
It's
like
unpleasant.
It's the equivalent of, having a nice time at a pub and a fight breaks out. That is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, but now people are onto it. I mean, the good thing in my situation is it's just people with gorgeous profile pics because they're all Scandinavians.
And tall.
Yeah, so there's venom, but every time I click on their link, I'm like, you're all right. You're a pretty good looking person. Men and women.
They are so beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, really good cheekbones, really good structure. So it is watching a lot of gorgeous people fight it out. And I'm like, I'm fine with this.
Sounds like a good TV show.
It is. It really is.
Dave Thornton, I've got a list of questions here because you and I have known each other for years, but there are so many things I don't know about you.
We've had pesky media get in the way. We're usually on panel shows together or radio together. We're going to get there in 3 minutes.
I know.
We don't get to know who we are.
Who are you?
That's it.
Who are you? What is your favourite protein?
Oh,
It's
protein.
a very important question for me, and I only ask it because, of course, I have interrogated the answer for myself. And I know what mine is.
That's interesting.
List them as you're coming up.
I'm honestly listing now through like what I would eat in a day because this morning I've gone I ate, how's this, tahini and like chia. Chia is protein, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of chia seeds. And that's, I'm just...
I wouldn't include that in the list though.
I'm now pointing out.
The list.
I live in Brunswick and Melbourne, so I'm just pointing out the kind of assholery
really?
that I eat on a plate.
I can't tell by the inclusion of chia and what was the
Chia,
first thing?
tahini.
And tahini.
Some acai.
I mean, that is the first person that's ever mentioned
Tahini.
those three things as proteins. Normal people, of which you clearly are not,
No.
they immediately go, they see the food pyramid and they think beef, fish, chicken,
Yes.
eggs. Occasionally someone will think cheese.
But here I am.
I will allow tofu in there. But tahini and chia is an absolute bridge too far.
Chickpea, quinoa? No? Okay.
I will accept legumes. I
Thank
will.
you. Yeah, I do. I like a good legume.
Is that your favourite protein?
No, it's not.
If you could eschew all other proteins and just eat one for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would probably be something, a fowl, chicken, egg, all of that stuff.
You can't have both. You can have chicken or egg.
Good Lord, really?
These are the rules. Sorry.
I mean, well,
I was going to say I don't make them, but I do. On this
evidently.
occasion, I do.
Okay. Probably chicken. I looked this up yesterday. I love having young kids because they ask you stuff where you go, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like my kid is on a band. They've got Dingo Day today. They're just raising funds for dingoes. As you do. Because, in the inner city of Melbourne, it's a big problem.
And haven't we come a long way since the 80s in Azaria Chamberlain when
Not great
dingoes were,
And so,
Sharks need a little going over, I think, like dingoes. Maybe there'll
you
be
need a
Shark
new
Day next year at your hippie school.
yeah, possibly. That's true. Yeah.
Undo all the damage that Jaws has
But
done.
we're an inclusive. We'd be like, and dolphins.
And dugongs. Again.
Okay, no matter what your phene identifies as, we are inclusive here. And so, but I was just talking about chickens. And then one of my girls asked, how many chickens in the world? And I'm like, good question. Because you think about how much useless stuff we ask the internet.
Google surely doesn't know how many chickens there are in
Well, no, they don't know exactly, but there's way more chickens than humans. Way more.
Oh, of course there would be way more.
Yeah. Like, because let's be honest, they're so tasty. Gosh darn it.
They are delicious.
Can a chicken fly? It can kind of half attempt it.
Not really, no. Yeah. It can get away from things. Well, it can't get away from a fox, which is, my friend learnt the hard way that.
What does that mean?
Chickens, if you keep You're the sort of guy that would keep chickens in the neighbourhood. Like,
Our neighbours have chickens, yeah.
of course they do. I've thought about that and I've just gone, no.
No, it's a lot. I mean,
It's the one thing that I just can't do for an egg a day. I'll just buy my dozen eggs, thank you.
yeah, go down to the farmer's market. It's fine.
Yeah. But foxes like chickens to eat them. Chickens are a fox's favourite protein.
Yeah.
Fresh ones.
They're not made of concrete, are they?
No.
Look at them. Why wouldn't you?
Even with the feathers, they don't mind that.
Oh, yeah.
And they get them.
They go for them. And then, yeah, we miss out on a tasty treat. But I mean, chicken's almost, it works all the time in any meal. Like, you can wake up, you put chicken in an omelette or something. You're like, yeah, we're good to go. Like, I could eat chicken in the morning.
Chicken in an omelette?
I could throw chicken in an omelette, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, that is a chicken death pool. You've got chicken with their young scrambled up and probably all the stuff that they eat just all wrapped up in an omelette. Like, top of the food chain, baby. But
no one has ever put chicken with egg.
what do you mean? Chicken Caesar salad? Yeah,
okay.
Hear that deathly silence?
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, that's the sound of victory. But I do eat a lot of eggs and chicken. Just protein it up, bro. Like, how do you think I get this body, man?
It's clean eatings.
I don't understand. For someone who does have a fanny pack on, I can't understand why you don't understand what protein will do to your sweet glutes.
Are you going to ask me what my favourite protein is?
I was waiting before I was being marginalised for my chicken and egg plate.
Mine is egg.
It is egg.
If I could only have one protein for the rest of my life, it would be egg.
You remember there was a while there where they said no to eggs. It's not good for your cholesterol, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And that was, it was a flash in the pan, wasn't it? Because we all went, what are you idiots? What are you talking about? Egg's great.
I believed that. That was an advertising campaign. In fact, a lot of our messages about food and diet and everything is made by big business.
Yeah, it was Donald Draper who decided, no, milk's good for your calcium. And then they did the research and like, it's the opposite. Your body stops making calcium if you drink cow milk.
Yeah. And I think it was the same with grains. Even that food pyramid that I spoke about, it was like made by Kellogg's. And that's why grains are the most important.
Yeah, that's why Fruit Loops are at the base of the pyramid.
Are you a cereal guy? I've never been a cereal girl.
I was as a kid. Like, my parents, they're just like, here, crack on in, have this bowl of sugar. But now I eat muesli. Of course I do.
Of course. Do you have oat milk or yogurt or something with it? I love a Bersha.
Do you? I'm not really a Bircher guy.
Really?
Nah, strange Swiss combination of shit.
It does involve a bit of planning, which isn't my forte.
It needs to be overnight.
Yeah.
I don't really like a soggy cereal, soggy muesli and stuff. I don't really like it. So then Bircher is just soggy.
Yeah, it's like puddingy.
Totally. I'm not a huge pudding guy. Don't mind a porridge. Uncle Toby's great stuff. And
oh my God. Can I tell you, I'm so sick of all my favourite things being discontinued.
Oh, why? What's off the shelves now?
I find this perfect lipstick, it gets discontinued.
See you later.
I found the most perfect sachet of porridge, chia and coconut. I think it was Carmen's brand. It's Carmen's brand.
Oh, yeah, they do good work.
And I went back. It was the most – she does do good work, Carmen.
Now that my Uncle Toby's contract is up, I can finally be honest about this stuff. I felt like I had the shackles.
Tread carefully.
The shackles of capitalism was tying me in there for a while.
I mean, look, a sachet of porridge is a sachet of porridge.
No, but then the little bits over the top.
Yeah, and normally I don't like the extras. They taste fake to me, like almond and cinnamon or whatever. It tastes like synthetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't do it. I'll have real honey or whatever.
Yeah.
But this one, the coconut and chia, was so good. I got to the end of my box and I went to get it again and it wasn't there. And then it wasn't there and then it wasn't there. I kept on trying and then I smelt a rat. And I thought, it hasn't been here 3 times. What is going on? Went to Google. No longer available. You can get like a black market version. But when people know what they've got, like I just imagine there's this guy called Russell in Corio with a garage full of this chia and coconut porridge sachet boxes and he's gone, I've got the last stash. Someone's going to want this. I'm going to wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait.
And
then
you
he
turn
sees
up.
me looking at his listing and thinking, do I love it enough to spend $70 a box just to taste it again? And the answer is no today.
And what do you think, he's just going to give you a sachet and go, that one's for free?
It's a gateway.
I'll see you soon. I heard about this. I don't want to mention the person because they're a person of profile, but someone said, remember when plastic straws?
Yeah.
Now they've turned to paper.
Yeah.
And they bought boxes and boxes of plastic straws to be like, people will want this.
And?
Well, I don't know what came of it, but I thought that's insane. No one has, because I can understand for food, you go, I want some of that food. Your taste buds are involved. No one's like, just tastes better through a plastic straw, got to be honest. That's just a way to get it into your gob.
What do you mean? Everybody says it tastes better through a plastic straw.
Are you
also,
serious?
It works. It works.
So you reckon this guy's going to be making money when people go up to him and say, I need a plastic straw?
No.
I'll pay top dollar for it.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I do know that a plastic straw is a very exciting thing to find, and I'll tell you why.
But do you mean, to me, it's like a bowl. Like if someone said, oh, what do you like, ceramic or glass? I'd be like, I haven't thought about it, mate. It's just something to...
I can't believe you don't have an opinion about paper straws. They are the most annoying Ministry of Crap design thing that has been released in the last 20 years.
I get it. They get soggy. Like I'm all on board, but I'm not thinking...
But they get soggy way before you can finish the beverage. It's pointless. You need 4. And I'm sure that that's not right.
I'm going to be honest here. When I'm drinking stuff, I'm just raw dogging it.
Are you?
No straw.
No, I'm a
No
straw
straw.
girl. I don't like that.
Really?
No.
Just upending it. Isn't there something good about it? You finish it and you go, that's done. That is empty.
Tea and coffee I drink like that.
I mean, yeah.
Like with my mouth.
If you put a straw out on that, an Australian afternoon and you're banging away like it's a cocktail.
I mean, look, anything's possible. But with a drink.
So say soft drink, I'm thinking. Even
Well,
just a bottle of water.
Bottle of water, absolutely straw, because it's about the delivery and the draw.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm banging that back.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, at home I gulp it.
Oh, yeah, when no one's
But when
around.
I'm out,
Like a lady.
or like when people are watching. But you know, where I get my favourite goslemay and my daughter's favourite, in fact, all my kids love the goslemay from this place.
Good word, goslemay.
Rose's goslemay.
Because I reckon goslemay, if you're drunk, great word to say.
It's just a great word anyway.
Oh, goslemay. Goslemay.
Do you say goslemay or gosleme?
Oh, I'd reckon goslemay if I was 3 sheets of the wind because but then I put things like I did a gig in Wagga Wagga on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing all right. And actually it was Wagga Wagga's pretty good. And I said, you should be wagé.
Oh, wagé.
Just a bit of an accent on it.
I like
It's
it.
fun to put an accent on anything.
It absolutely is. Well, my daughter says gosleme,
Yeah.
right? And, you know, she's like, I think you're pronouncing it wrong, but I say
Chrissie soir.
I say gosleme and that's it. Anyway,
Nice
I
way to
was
put it.
standing there getting my gosleme for the kids and I looked to the left and there was a cup full of black plastic straws.
Wow.
Now, these are rare. You cannot find them anywhere. You can't even buy them from the supermarket anymore, plastic straws.
So have you got the feeling like, you know, you're at the Salvos and you've just found some Christian Dior or something?
Yes.
You've gone, I don't know what they're sitting
I
on.
know. And I thought, how can I get them? So when Rose's back was turned, sorry, Rose, when she was getting the little pots of sumac yogurt.
Is this a food truck? Is this a permanent fixture?
No, it's a permanent fixture at the market, at the entrance to the market. 3 goslemay, please. Extra sumac yogurt. Put them all in the one bag, that's fine. When her back was turned, I snatched a big container big handful of the black straws.
Chrissie.
And I brought them home. And Peg nearly lost her mind because she is a straw girl, right? Massive straw girl. And it was the best thing I've ever given her. And I've given her an iPad.
This is because notoriously our generations have never gone through war. We've never had to ration out
Yeah.
our things. But
Yeah.
you've got this.
What beverage deserves the use of a straw?
That's exactly right. Because I wouldn't be throwing them around willy-nilly. It'd be like, hey, Peg, like it's great. I'm glad you're excited. But we're not just doing this
No.
during the week, mate.
No.
We're not just digging out a black straw.
It's a sometimes treat.
Yeah, this is the good China. This is
Yes. And I have seen her drinks from it and then put it in with her pencils in her bedroom. So she's reusing, recycle, all that sort of stuff.
in that capacity. That's quite good. Like you think if she's holding on to it, because I know it's bad for the environment if we throw it out straight away.
Yeah.
She's using it, what's that, 20 times?
I've got a question about the environment, and you might know because of where you live and the people that it's Dingo Day, all right? So I think I'm talking to the right people here.
I like it how you screwed your face up too. You people are into that stuff.
You people like this. You people whose favourite protein is chia and tahini.
I know how to live.
Riddle me this.
Please.
Getting rid of the plastic bags at supermarkets, right? I get it. No more landfill.
Yep.
Replacing them with paper bags that don't last literally from the supermarket to your car. They fall apart if there's a 3 litre milk in there, right? So they're useless. Then you have to recycle that or burn it, whatever. And then all of the labour and the money that goes into recycling that.
Yes.
Weren't we better off, I'm just saying, because also trees have to come down and be manufacture these paper bags. Logically, and riddle me this because you're a hippie. Logically, aren't we better off making one plastic bag and using it for 10 years?
Yeah, but do you not have then those calico bags?
Yes.
Use them.
But I forget them.
But you'll forget the plastic bags as well. Then you'll buy more. I know, because the whole thing is we have those bags, those like cloth bags everywhere. Like we have them in the boot of our car.
I do too, but then I get to the supermarket and do you do this? I stop at the supermarket and I go, I've just got to get some eggs, a loaf of bread, some yogurt for the kids, blah, blah, blah. I'll take 3 calico bags for that. It's like a year 10 maths problem.
Yes.
If a woman goes to the supermarket wanting 4 items, how many bags does she need?
Yeah.
Well, she probably needs 1, but she'll take 3 just in case.
I know. If Dave is running half an hour late and realises he's going past Coles, how many bags does he need when he desperately buys everything up?
Yeah.
Or goes to a supermarket he doesn't know the layout and gets really shitty because he's trying to look for which aisle the muesli bars are in.
The anxiety. And I say things out loud at that point. I go, oh, forget it. Like in aisle 7, if I think that is where the wheat bix are kept.
See, I can't stand people who, I know we've now gotten off probably the question that you've got, but like my partner will browse in a supermarket. I'm like, no, I'm there for a job. I'm there to pick up what I need to get. And even in the moment now, I'm getting a bit better at going, oh, we need a bit more of that. Like I'll think on my feet. But then I am like, bang, 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 bang.
Me too.
This is not a trip for pleasure. This is a trip where I need to get stuff done.
Yes.
And the quicker I can get it done, I'm going to be happy.
Do you ever use, at the end of each aisle, there's like a laminated list of what a great service.
I love that because, it's the Google Maps of the supermarket. I'm sitting there going, I need that. I need baked beans. I need bread.
But what about you go B for baked beans? It's not there. So then you've got to get creative and you go, whoever wrote this, Gary from the supermarket manager or Val, what would they have put baked beans under? And you think, tinned veg. And then you go to tea and then it's not there and you go, breakfast supplies. You look under B.
I mean, it's funny what they go with because quite often that's with, say, like canned tuna and they'll put that up there and I'm like, is canned tuna, like that's not headline news. Like baked beans would they get more looking than canned tuna? What do you reckon?
Not in a million years.
You don't reckon?
What, you think baked beans is a more popular item than canned tuna?
Interesting question.
Dave.
Also a protein I take on board. So
I love tuna. Tuna's my second favourite, I reckon.
Chili tuna. I like some chili in it.
Ew, I don't.
Oh, all right.
In fact, I don't like any of the flavoured. I don't like flavoured anything really. I want to add mine.
You want to add yours?
Yeah.
I've really now gotten to a point where I think I've killed my taste buds enough where I can put chili on just about anything and go, this is heaps better.
Have you ever had those ones called like shit the bed? Is that appealing to you?
No, none of those. Where I don't find it like, that macho thing of like just crank it out. I'm like, no, I don't want to kill myself.
I don't see the point in that.
No. I put that in kind of like the ice baths of eating where dudes are now just like, look what kind of fucking mad unit I am, where I'm sitting in a bath for 10 minutes where my organs shut down and I'm eating food that will make me shit fury for 4 days. I'm like, what? Okay, cool, man.
Why?
Why? What are you doing?
Why though? Like, I don't understand. Like, unless you're in one of those TV shows, what was it? Who were those crazy guys that would like set themselves alight and...
Oh, Jackass.
Jackass. Unless you're doing a thing like that, why do you need to set your entire insides alight with chili? I don't get it.
I don't know. And I feel like it's definitely a male thing. Like, I don't find many women, and I'm not trying to exclude women from this. I just find it more that men are like, I've done it. And you're like, okay, cool, man. Like, I don't understand why it's a badge of honour.
Have you ever done an ice bath?
This is kind of erring in my hippiness.
Yeah.
That I do, and it's been difficult now because we're in the midst of a Melbourne winter that is knocking us about. I do cold showers in the morning, straight up.
How many seconds?
I mean, at my peak, I was probably doing 2 minutes or a bit more. But now that it's winter, I'm like, God, this hurts. And I'll probably do maybe 30 seconds to a minute.
So what? Why?
It does get me up in the mornings. Like, I'm like, I am into it. Here we go. We are going. I've heard all the benefits and things like that. I don't mind a bit of like, you just got to lock in here, mate. You just got to do it. So everything that I just gave crap to 3 minutes ago, I'm doing.
Yeah. It's your equivalent of setting your asshole on fire.
Yeah. Look, don't get me wrong. I've had this problem my whole life, which is I grew up in Geelong with a very cynical father where anything that was not normal, you'd be like, ugh. And now I want to try new stuff. So inside of me, I have both the let's try this, and my brain also goes, ugh.
Yeah.
So I give myself shit for trying these things out. It's not easy, mate.
But the thing is, though, when you try them out, you go, oh, there's something in this.
There is something in it. And maybe it's my Australian way of just going, it's different. But then I'm like, yeah, well, why?
Yeah.
My partner's very good at that, at saying like, why do you just give it shit because it is different, or do you actually think it's? I'm like, yeah, you probably got a good
I don't like being questioned.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like being challenged.
No, I don't.
And so I understand the benefits thereof, but I don't. I feel like ice baths have got that thing of like when people do it, they need to let the world know that they do it.
Yes.
And so that's the part of me where I'm like, just do it.
Yes,
Which I know the irony of saying this on a podcast now.
I know, but sometimes, and I'm a bit the same with walking.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you do something that you've been going about your whole life and you go, oh my God, there's something in this. Like Joel Chrissie, who we both know, he is an ice bath addict every day, right? And he talks about it all the time. But I think it's because it makes him feel so good and he wants to share that. He wants to be like, don't be like me. Don't be, I used to be friends with Jehovah's Witnesses and it was...
Wow.
Yeah. I was so interested in it.
Yeah, we got a temple near us.
It's not called a temple. It's called a hall.
Oh.
All right. It's called a hall.
I apologise to our Jehovah's Witness listeners.
I just thought it was so... I love hearing about other religions. I love hearing about new things, full stop. But I would interrogate these friends of ours.
Yeah, because sorry to cut you off, but I also think like even a hall, I quite like it because it demystifies it.
Yeah.
I don't like when religions are like, there's all these things, you're like, that's just, like that's more of a hurdle to overcome if you make it all glitzy and glamorous.
Yeah.
And you've got all your own lexicon of what all the things are.
Yeah.
Just
It's just a hall.
It's just
That's
a
right.
hall.
It's a hall.
Meeting.
That's right. And it is called a meeting.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, mass is called a meeting, yeah.
That's nice.
I said to my friend, why? Because one of the things that set Jehovah's Witnesses apart from other religions, I think some other religions do this too, but Jehovah's Witnesses are known for it. The door knocking. They turn up to your house and try and tell you about their equivalent of ice baths, right? And I said, why do you knock on people's doors? Like, what is that to achieve? And she said, we see it like this. A non-Jehovah's Witness is sitting in front of a wall that's about to collapse on them. Us knocking on the door is the equivalent of telling that person that the wall is about to fall on them. We are compelled to do that. We are compelled to share the knowledge that we have that we think will help somebody else.
Wow. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I'm thinking.
But that's the same with you and your cold showers. And it's the same with me and my walking. It's why we talk about it. And I know it's annoying. And it's probably why vegans bang on about that, because they feel so good and they see a whole lot of people sitting in front of the wall that's about to collapse and they're like, have you thought about no chicken?
Yeah. And I mean, I guess information is always going to make you, like, you want to be a better human being with, the information, especially saying the information age that we're in now.
Yeah.
I think about this a bit where I think growing up in Australia, in suburban Australia, there was a lot of don't go above your station, the tall poppy thing.
Yes.
So then when you grow up in those formative years of like, what do you think you're better than me?
Yeah.
And now the world is like, no, we should try and be better. Those things I always find are fighting inside me.
You can be better if you want to.
Yeah. And then so I feel sheepish about when I talk about things like that because I'm like, I'm not trying to be good. I'm just trying to. And then I think I am trying to be better.
Oh my God. I think we've just completely unlocked the psyche of that guy that commented on my nice post. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's that. What are you trying to be better than me?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we've come full circle here, Dave Thornton. I'll see you in a month.
It's going to be a long month.
I miss you already. Well, we're so sad when a chat with Dave Thornton finishes, aren't you? Well, the good news is he will be back in 4 weeks' time for more insights into the mind of Dave. Maybe a few of Dave's faves as well. Maybe I need to make some more intros. I mean, I know they're really world class. See you next time on the ChrissieCast at ChrissieCasters. Follow me on Instagram at the ChrissieCast, and you can look up Dave Thorno too if you like. See you next time. Bye.